My name is Chad Elledge, and I first enrolled at NTCC in the summer of 1988 after I graduated from Mount Pleasant High School. I can, it's kind of long, but basically I started at NTCC as a freshman with the intention of transferring to Texas A&M in College Station. And I talked to Dr. Ritchie and talked to a couple of other advisors in College Station to make sure that my classes would transfer. So I started at NTCC, took 50 hours my first year, including the summers, and then transferred to Texas A&M after that to get my degree in computer science. And then later on, about 3 years ago, I ran for Place 1 Camp County Board of Trustees at NTCC, and I've been on the board for 3.5 years now. From the board, not so much, but it's just been wonderful since I've been there. Had the ability to do a lot of great things, but more so as a student. The way that I really got to NTCC was through one of my buddies named Jim Ritchie. His dad is, of course, Dr. Ritchie, but as I got to know Dr. Ritchie better in high school, he started talking to me about what I wanted to do. And as we had those conversations, he said, you know, you really don't want to go straight to College Station. You need to go here first because of the math sequence and the chemistry sequence and all of the classes I need to take. So I talked to my parents, and we decided that the best thing for me and the best path for me was to go to NTCC and take as much as I could and then transfer after that. And during that time, we also found out that there was a program at NTCC where if you had graduated from Mount Pleasant High School, you could get your tuition paid and books taken care of. So it was a no-brainer decision for us. And so when I started going to NTCC, if they hadn't taken some time with me and invested in me as a student, I would have never known about these things. And one of the biggest things that stands out to me is that Dr. Ritchie and Dr. Wilhite and there was a gentleman there named Mike Dennehy. They worked with me to make sure that I could get all of my calculus sequence taken care of. They worked with us during the summer. There were some other students besides me. They worked with us during the summer to get our calculus finished before we went off. And they also helped us secure scholarships for our second part of our schooling, which I thought was really good too. And I really would never have made it without their help and support and mentoring me as a student. Yes, sir. The function of the board at the college is really, as you guys know, everybody has a boss. And one of the things that we do is we basically serve as the president of the college, Dr. Rose. We serve as his boss, so to speak. And basically, the way I see my role is I'm a support person for Dr. Rose. Support his initiatives from the board perspective in the community. If I'm asked questions, I field those, but more than anything, I feel like my role is to support what he's trying to do. We have a great leadership team at the school, and they could literally go work anywhere they want, and they choose to work here. So I feel like we've got a very easy role as a board because we just support the management and the executive leadership team and what they want to do and make sure that that stays on track. But again, it's one of the easiest jobs that I've ever had because the management is so good at the school. The biggest change that I've seen since I started NTCC is, I know I'm going to date myself on this, but the biggest change has been technology, because when I went to school there, I actually worked in the computer lab when I was there, and when I was in school there, we didn't even have Windows. We worked off of DOS machines, which was basically a command prompt. There was no graphical interface or anything on the computers. There was no email, no networking. Everything was done by paper. All your notes were done by paper. We had no cell phones, no iPads, no anything. You just had a spiral and a textbook and what the teacher handed out to you. But the other big thing that I've noticed too is the formal support programs for students that are out there. When I was in school, weren't as many students, and so you had a little closer relationship with the professors. But now we have things like the Work for College program and college navigators to help students be successful, and it's one of the cornerstone. Um, I would say the cornerstone goals of the college is for student success, and that's what those programs are geared for. And those are the two biggest things that I've noticed change-wise. NTCC has really shaped me, and I've given this question a lot of thought. I can tell you that the biggest way that it shaped me is that I mentioned earlier that there were a couple of people that really mentored me as a student and helped me progress as a student. And one of the things that I would say Dr. Ritchie and Dr. Wilhite both impressed on me is that you know when you're an 18-year-old student, you go to school, you're I'm never going to use calculus again. I'm never going to use chemistry again. I'm never going to use these classes again. I just got to get through them. And they really completely changed my mindset on being a learner. They showed me that you're not learning, the subject is not as important per se as you're learning how to learn and you're learning how to problem solve. And one of the things that they also impressed on me was the fact that if you get to the point where you're not learning anymore, then you're going to get stagnant in your career, and that it's very, very important for you to try to progress as you can with your learning, and so that you don't become stale and you stay relevant in whatever you're doing. And that's something that's completely changed it's really changed my philosophy on how I look at life in general. And that's something that I never would have gotten had I not been at NTCC. As a board member, I see a really bright future for NTCC. As you guys know, we've made some changes. Dr. Clinton is retired and Dr. Rose is our new president. He's gotten off to a wonderful start. We've got Dr. McCullough in a great role for the Carol Shelby Foundation. Those guys, I'm just telling you, those guys could go work anywhere and they choose to work here. I say that over and over again because they're getting recognized nationally for the things that they're doing and the work that they've done. And NTCC is a top performer, and I really think the faculty as well is top notch. I mean, if you notice all the scholarships that the students are receiving for Phi Theta Kappa and different things, so I really see that program I see the college just growing more and more, and especially with the programs like the Work for College and especially the Phi Theta Kappa growth that's occurred where the students have been able to get national recognition there. I just continue to see that growing. I also see a lot of growth in the dual credit area for students. I feel like there's going to be a lot more emphasis placed on dual credit for students, and I think the college is very nimble in that they've addressed that, and they're making the right moves to be sure they stay relevant and that we stay relevant as an institution. I just can't say enough good things about the college and the leadership. They're a wonderful group of people. Happy 40th anniversary NTCC. Go Eagles.